I want to make a quick video to Billy Carson. And this video is just basically, Dear Billy Carson, I see what's happened to you lately. You finally encountered and debated a theologist or theologian, or however you want to use that word, but you finally debated somebody who really studied the Bible, who read the entire Bible and understood the Bible. My message to you, Billy, is please keep going. Please keep searching for the truth. You were wrong about so many things for so long, but you just didn't talk to the right person to challenge you. There are a lot of problems with the Bible and modern day Christianity, but one thing we all need to keep in mind is that modern day Christianity was created and manufactured and enforced on this world for hundreds of years. The first Christianity practiced by the disciples of Jesus, or as those of us who are more familiar know, Yahweh's disciple, or Yeshua's disciples. First century Christianity is nothing like modern Christianity or the Christianity created by the Romans and the Catholics and the Roman Catholic Church. Most people who claim to be Christians practice a very blasphemous form of Christianity. And then us African Americans, we had a version of this Christianity forced on us for centuries and generations, and then reinforced amongst each other. However, the first Hebrew Israelites, the first Black American Hebrew Israelite is who? His name was Nat Turner. Nat Turner, we know who he was, of course. He was a slave that got his hands on a real Bible, read it cover to cover, and he was like, oh man, this Bible's talking about us. A lot of people who are atheists or anti-Christians or anti-biblical, they really just hate Christians, or they hate God, or they're mad at God, and they never really read the Bible. So many people who are quick to say the Bible is true clearly has not read the Bible. And listening to Billy Carson, you know, the first time you hear an interview with Billy Carson, you listen and you like, this dude couldn't have read the Bible, man. And even if he did read the Bible, did he study it enough to understand the context of everything? Did you study the Bible? Did you study ancient Hebrew? Did you study the ancient Hebrews? Did you study all the things surrounding it? Now, the thing about Billy Carson is he clearly studied a lot of this stuff, but he still has a couple blocks in his brain. I like Billy Carson, and again, I hope he keeps going and he keeps studying. But now you understand that the Bible isn't as silly of a book as you was pushing it out there to be. There's a lot of pro-blacks. Yes, modern day Christianity is infected and infested with white supremacy. So a lot of us black people will hit that roadblock and we'll be like, this is the white man's religion. But like when Nat Turner read the Bible, like me, when I read the Bible cover to cover as a young man, I read the study Bible cover to cover as a young man, and one of the first things you get to when you read that Bible is like, okay, clearly these people were black people. You know, at least they was dark as me, they had nappy hair. There's so many things. Where do these images of angels come from, and these cherubs and Christmas tree? Why do most Christians celebrate Christmas when the Bible explicitly says, don't cut fir trees down and bring them inside your house? Don't bring the evergreen tree in your house, put gold and silver on it. The Bible, when it talks about that, is very explicit. And then also, you got to look at the Ten Commandments. The Catholics violate the Ten Commandments over and over again. They're very idolatrous. You look at the law of Moses, which consists of hundreds of laws. You can understand, like, it's one thing to say, why don't modern day Christianities keep kosher? Logically and scientifically, it's real easy to understand why they don't eat kosher. Especially if you've ever tried to eat kosher in an area where it's a lot of, people don't respect the kosher laws. I'm a trucker here, so I travel a lot. So I can understand, as a pastor or a preacher, you're like, okay, I'm not going to let my people starve to death. And then also, there's the whole thing of Paul and the New Testament and all of that stuff. So it's understandable why they kind of throw out those commandments. But when it comes to the 10 Commandments, it says we're going to follow these for all times. So why do modern day Christians wear crosses and bow down to altars and all this other type of stuff? So, there's so many questions. Here's another great example, and I'm going to end this video at this. Adam and Eve were not the first humans on earth. The Bible makes that so clear in the first 2 chapters. God created humans on the 6th day. It says that explicitly. On the 6th day, God created humans. He told them to be fruitful and multiply and subdue and dominate the earth. And they were also vegetarians. Then he rested on the 7th day. The end of chapter 1. Now we get into chapter 2. After the 7th day, God comes back and he creates Adam, the first Hebrew. He puts him in the garden, and him and Adam come up with they create the language together. He gives Adam all kind of jobs, and he educates Adam. He tells Adam to name all the animals and yada, yada, yada. Anyway, they come up with the Hebrew language. And then after Adam is more mature and ready, that first week he creates all of this. The second week, he creates the Hebrews. He makes Eve, which is a clone of Adam, not his sister. I heard somebody say that recently. Adam and Eve were sister. No, Eve was Adam's clone. He creates the Hebrew race, and he keeps them in the garden, and he works with them a lot longer. The first 2 children that Adam and Eve had were Cain and Abel. Cain murdered Abel, and Cain got kicked out of the garden, and he got the mark of the beast, so that the humans that were already on the earth, who were being fruitful and multiplying, they didn't kill him. All this is clear. There's so much confirmation in that first chapter that Adam and Eve were not the first human. But most Christians push that lie, which is an easy lie, a clear lie. And I've talked about this to so many pastors, and I've studied this over the years. And that's one thing, I wouldn't mind debating anybody on the Bible, but that's a great way to realize a person hasn't read the Bible. And even if they did read the Bible, where do you get your understanding from if you say that Adam and Eve were the first humans on earth? Adam and Eve weren't the first humans on earth. You're pushing this crazy narrative that was pushed out there by the people that hated and crucified Jesus or Yeshua. Either way it go, I clearly have studied with Hebrew Israelites before. Hell, there's video of me having debates with Hebrew Israelites on my channel. I love the Hebrew Israelites, and I studied with them. That was one of my first early conversions. When you read the Bible cover to cover, you first like, okay, I gotta stop. I either gotta stop dealing with these Christians, or I gotta reform them. Or I gotta find some people who actually believe in the Bible, preach it, and they try to practice and perfect it. And so one of my first steps was the Hebrew Israelites. But before the Hebrew Israelites, I fellowship with the Jehovah's Witnesses, because they rewrote their own Bible too, to study with the Mormons. And you look at the history of America. Why did Christianity always keep changing and all these new versions of Christianity pop up and explode? Well, that's because Americans practice a very perverted version of Christianity that doesn't match up with the Bible. So it's been so many times throughout American history that some people were reading the Bible and they was like, hold on a minute. I read the Bible. Why do we do this? You think of Martin Luther, the original Martin Luther, the Lutheran dude. And then you think about Martin Luther King, both the same thing. They read the Bible and they was like, I'm a Christian, I believe in this. But why do all of you people that consider yourselves Christians and you say you love the Bible, my understanding of the Bible, there's no agenda behind this. I'm really trying to understand my God. I really love the Bible. So we could discuss and debate this all day, every day. Again, that's something that a lot of people in modern day churches love to say. You ain't supposed to debate the Bible. My understanding of the book of Proverbs and Ecclesiastics and the book of Job, it's okay to question God. It's okay to challenge God. It's okay to converse God. In the book of Ecclesiastes, they talk about how humans, it's like iron sharpens iron. That friction rubbing up against each other. It's only one way to get perfect. And we are not perfect. us humans are an experiment. I have theories on what the Bible is and what it means, but I haven't truly read the Bible. Now, the original Bible I read was the Living Waters, the study Bible of the Catholics, with the Apocrypha and the Septuagint. So that Bible has like 72, 74 books or something like that. But it also starts each book with an explanation. There's a concordance. That explanation lets you know the context, who they think wrote the book, and blah, 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 blah. So when you read the Bible, you can't just read the Bible. You have to study this ancient culture that we are so far removed from. The Hebrew language is a lost language. So, but also the Bible tells you, study this. The book of Proverbs. You search for God and the truth, like, like those people who worship money, they search for silver and gold. Well, you as one of my children, you search for knowledge, wisdom, and understanding and the truth. You search for that like they search for gold and silver. So again, these are commandments for all time. Some of those commandments, a lot of commandments in the Bible are clearly for all time. Some, they could come, you could take them, you could leave them. But certain commandments, anyway, like I say, that's my main message to Billy. Regroup yourself. You understand that the Bible, you didn't understand the Bible. So now you have to go to a place and a space where you actually study the Bible, because you've been speaking incorrectly about the Bible for a very long time. But you can repent. And you can still not believe in God. As a matter of fact, that would be wonderful if you go into reading the Bible as a non-believer, because what usually happens when that happens? When a very brilliant non-believer decides to read and study the Bible cover to cover, they usually become a Christian or a Jew or some version of a Messianic Jew. Why is that? The Bible has not been scientifically disproven. But keep trying. Keep trying. So that's my main message to Billy Carson. God is the truth. Some people say God is love, and I believe that. But God, more than anything else, is the truth. But God is bigger than the universe. He is outside of the universe. Not only is he in the universe, but he's outside of the universe. So you guys got to think about, what if there is a creator, if our universe, whoever created our universe is bigger than the universe. In science, there's a new thing called the theory based off of the Matrix music. Oh, the simulation theory. So now some people are believing that this is a simulation that we're in. Anyway, that's all I want to say for now, but keep going, Billy. I got a very small YouTube channel, and I would like to put this out there. I'm willing to debate any atheist about the Bible. Clearly. I would love to. Take exit 143. But I'm clearly a very busy man, and I can't debate and drive at the same time. I could do this because, I'm paying more attention to the road and my surroundings and all that other stuff. But let's get it, man. Somebody please share this to Billy Carson, man. I done watched so many of your long ass videos where you just talking your talk. Like I say, it was always clear from the very beginning that you never really studied theology. But we all searching for the truth, right? So keep going, Billy. Keep going. You lost the fight, but don't be a bitch. Only bitches will only fight a person if they know they could win. Ain't nothing better than a motherfucker who get his ass beat, and keep going at that motherfucker. Salute to Israel Adesanya. Alex Pinella kept beating him. He was like, I could beat this dude. And he kept fighting him until he beat him. That's real right there. How much respect for that? If you only fight battles that you could win, you're not no warrior, you're a bully. You're an intellectual bully. And I don't think Billy Carson is an intellectual bully, even though there's a little bit of that there. And we're kind of seeing that right now because he took an L and he acting like he want to quit. Don't quit, Billy. Dust yourself off. Get up and keep going. Thank God that you didn't go to your grave spewing all that blasphemy without having a chance to correct yourself. You have been lying about the Bible, brother. You've been lying about the Bible. It's not your fault, especially as, one of us. We were forced, we still are forced, white supremacy. White supremacy is forced on us and in us. But again, the Hebrews were black. That's one key that keeps you alive. When you come across somebody and the theology they're giving you is a white supremacist doctrine, you can keep digging and going like, why do you believe in this white supremacy doctrine? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, good luck, Billy, man. Dust yourself off and keep going, man.